Here we go. Welcome to another episode of It's More Than Just Sports right here on the Solano College Sports Network. I'm your host, Myckena Guerrero, and today I'm joined with four lovely moms, and we are going to be discussing what it's like to be back in school and their journeys. How you guys all doing today?
Good, thank you.
Thank you all for joining me here. So I just want to get into it. Kind of tell us your guys' story and what kind of led you here to Solano. Amanda, I'm going to start with you.
Okay, my name's Amanda. This is my first year back here at back in school. I started Solano back in January. Decided to come back for my nursing degree, and what kind of brought me back was just being motivated by having kids at home and being at my job. I've been there for quite a few years now, probably about 6, almost 7 years, and I kind of realized that I was just comfortable where I was and kind of capped out like where I am as in my position. And just realized that I'm getting older, and if I didn't get back to school soon, it probably wasn't going to happen. And so that's what's brought me back here to school.
And how old are your children?
I have an 11-year-old and a 6-year-old. And
Svetlana?
My name is Svetlana Walters. What brought me back to Solano? This is my third attempt.
Okay.
This is my third attempt.
Did you start here before, or did you start somewhere else?
I started here before, right after high school.
Okay.
But life took me another way, so I had children, and I was a dedicated mother, so I put my children first above everything. So what brought me here was 2014. My daughter graduated and decided she wants to go away to school. So
And where is she going to college right now?
she attends Oakwood University in Huntsville, Alabama.
Okay.
And it's either go crazy,
Yes.
cry all day, or go do something for yourself. So I really decided to take my education seriously now that I'm home alone. And it's been a real rough journey, but I feel so good right now.
Good. You got to do stuff for yourself.
Because
too.
today is my last final, and I could look forward to my future. So it was totally worth it.
And is your daughter your only child?
I have 2.
Okay. How old is your other?
28,
20. Oh,
and
wow.
she's 21 with a double major. So
Oh,
she's
wow.
my motivation. She's what keeps me here. Because if she can do it, so can I.
What are your kids going to school for?
She's going for healthcare administration and communication.
Oh, wow.
It's a double
really good.
major. Yeah, she's pushing her mommy.
Yeah. And Brianna, what about you?
Let's see, I have a 2-year-old.
Okay.
This is the end of my second year. I kind of messed up like my first semester because my son was only 4 months when I when I started school. I figured I should start, or I wasn't going to start. I was going to get a job. You get comfortable working.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm a sociology major. Like I said, this is the end of my second year, and hopefully next December of 2018, I'll be graduating my
Well, congratulations.
associates in sociology.
And Ashley, what about you?
This is my third semester. I've been just pushing through, going full time. In 2009, so I graduated high school in 2003.
Okay.
And got comfortable with working. I had my first baby right out of high school, and just got a job, started working, got comfortable with the money, and in 2009 I decided to go back to school, but then my brother was murdered and life happened, and had another baby. Again, comfortable with the money, and so I didn't go back to school after my brother's death. I went to Contra Costa College for 1 semester, but I just wasn't focused.
Okay.
And so I stopped going after that first semester, and I just put it on hold. I just couldn't find the motivation. I wanted to go, and I would, in conversation, say, I'm going to go back to school, but I just never really took the step. And after so long of being out, I was very intimidated, but I always had it there. I was a really good student in high school, and I was always really smart, so I had it there, but never took the step out. And just finally one day was just tired, like another young lady said,
just said, if I don't do it now, I'll never do it. So, and I had capped out at my job and was like, you know what, this is not going to be it for me. And so I came up to Solano and took the assessment test and got started. And I was so intimidated.
Really?
Oh my goodness, because I felt like I was so much older than everybody else who would be here. And once I finally got enrolled in classes and started, I saw like, I'm not the oldest person here. So yeah, it's been wonderful.
Yeah, has everyone been
doing really good?
Has everyone been pretty cool with you guys, like on campus, or?
Yeah, I think I thought the same thing too. I was like, I'm getting older. Like I pictured it being a way younger crowd, which I have had classes where it's like a really young crowd.
Oh, yeah.
And there's been other classes where it's, you know, I realized like, okay, I don't need to feel as intimidated. It's a mixed crowd, variety of people. You see there's more people, you know, who are older coming back to school, so.
Yeah, that made it a lot easier.
Yes.
And I also kind of feel like it gave us an advantage too, being a little older and having a little more experience.
Yeah, because you're over all that, you know, beginning college drama crap and everything.
And just when you have to do certain things, you know, we don't have it fresh in the mind as far as essays or, you know, essays or certain math, but it comes right back to you. But when you have to sit down and do certain tasks, whereas you know, young kids don't have that certain experience. Oh, we know how to do it offhand.
Yeah.
Because we've been through certain things in life. So we have certain experiences under our belt. So, you know, we can write about certain things, or we know about certain experiences, or we know about certain things. So we have it right there.
And teachers don't intimidate you like they do other people either.
Definitely.
So that's a good thing too. Now,
we know how to handle things.
Yeah. Now, Brianna, you said that you're a sociology major. What kind of got you into the whole sociology?
Well, I was in group homes for really it was like a year, but I was taken away from my my older sister after my mom passed and my dad passed when I was 19. But I was in group homes and I went through a lot, and I just have a lot like in common with the people that I'll probably be working with, and, you know, in social work. So that was like I just want to help people.
Yeah, because you've been through those certain things and you know how to get people
right, and you
out
know
of it.
you want to give somebody else a chance. Like you get help and you want to pass that on. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so that's why.
Are you guys studying anything in particular?
I'm studying foreign language,
Okay.
Spanish. And the reason I chose that field as well, I have something in common with young people that are coming into this country and they don't speak English, no parents. I used to be one of those students.
Oh, okay.
And that meant a lot to me. So I want to be able to go back into, I would love to work with children. So I want to go and get my bachelor's in education, but in foreign language.
So right now, are you bilingual?
Yes,
What languages do you speak?
Spanish and English.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
That's
I
really
really
cool.
want to make a difference too.
Do you go to, is it Mexico, or where do you go?
No, I come from Panama,
Oh, okay.
and I want to stay right here in the States, but I want to be able to use my gift. You know, someone help me, I need to help someone.
Yes,
That's a blessing.
that is. And what about you?
So I'm here for my nursing degree.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my ultimate goal. So I kind of picked that up. I've kind of always had an interest in healthcare. And then my job currently right now, I'm a healthcare provider, in-home healthcare. And so a lot of the stuff I do is pretty much, not necessarily the same, but it's pretty much like in the same field.
Okay.
And so I kind of, you know, I'm familiar with like a
Do you
lot of it.
take the nursing program here?
I plan to just kind of apply wherever I
Oh,
can.
okay.
Once my time comes to start applying into the program, wherever I'm going to be able to take it, I'll go. So, yeah.
And then Ashley, what are you studying here?
I'm majoring in science, general science,
Okay.
so that I can apply to any of the local ultrasound programs.
Oh, wow.
So we don't offer an ultrasound program here at Solano, but we can. I can do my prerequisites here, and then apply to the ultrasound program. I think Kaiser has one, and then there's a lot of public and private schools that offer the ultrasound programs in the local areas.
What kind of got you into that?
I work for Kaiser,
Okay.
and I have a medical assistant and a CNA license, and so that's what I do now. And then I worked in as a medical assistant for OBGYN. And so just seeing them do the scans on the babies and on the bladders and just, female parts or, and just being pregnant and having them do the ultrasounds and doing the 3D ultrasound scans, it really interests me. And so I wanted to get into that field.
So you want to help people as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's what you guys all have in common, but you also are all moms. You guys are like those superheroes out there. So how do you guys kind of prioritize your times? I know you guys all have children different ages, but we all got to prioritize our time.
I feel like I've been fortunate to where I get a lot of downtime at work in the mornings. I don't have a lot going on some days, and I'm able to, I always have my backpack in my trunk all the time. So if I have downtime, I just pull my backpack out, pull my books out, whether I'm just reading, my material for the day, or even if I'm finishing up homework. That's kind of where I've kind of got lucky there, so that by the time I'm done with work most days, I'm usually done with my homework as well. And then when I get home, it's pick up times for my kids from school, and I'm able to get home, help them with homework, do whatever activities my kids have to do, start dinner, clean the house, my other routine things that I do every day.
And you said you have a 6th grader and a 1st grader.
Yes.
Have you been able to kind of help them with their homework?
Yeah, so this semester was my attempt at math again after it's been 11, 12 years since I took it. Yeah, it was really hard. I put it off in January, in the spring and summer. And so this semester, I'm I have to get my math
I feel like
going.
that's the dreaded subject.
Right, it was. And so it's been hard. Math is kind of a hard subject for me.
Yeah.
And so my son is in 6th grade. He's coming home with this math. And even sometimes I'm I'm still confused about my math I went over during the day. And I'm trying to help him figure out his math. And so it's been hard, but he's luckily my son's
good at math,
so sometimes
so
sometimes he can help you.
Right. Well, maybe he'll get there one day, but he'll ask for help on math, but he's kind of got it down too. So sometimes I just have to look over it, but
And so for me, I don't know. I can take my backpack to work. Most days I do not get the downtime. You're very lucky to get the downtime. If I do happen to get downtime, yes, my backpack is my best friend.
Yeah.
So it's right there, and I can try to read over some material or get something done. But it's just a sacrifice. It is truly just a sacrifice being a mom. I mean, I have a 13-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 3-year-old. So for me, I just have to say no social life.
Yeah.
No friends, cut the phones, cut the friends, cut everything else, because I didn't want it to be it's all about me and my goals and my thing, and make it all about me, and then my kids' grades drop, or I'm putting everything else before them. I still had to know that these are my kids, and at the end of the day I have to put them first, because this was my decision to go back to school, but they're a priority.
Yeah.
So they have to, and these are my kids, and at the end of the day, I have to put them first and be mom first. So mom has to make sure that they stay afloat and that the household stays afloat. So if it takes me to be all night, 2, 3 in the morning doing homework, that's just what it is. If I have to spend my breaks at work and I don't get, but a bite to eat on lunch, and I'm heading a book, then that's just what it is. On my 15-minute break, on my 30-minute lunch, on my, then that's just the sacrifice that has to be made. And it might be hard, but I mean, what is it, 2, 3 years of a sacrifice, but it's going to pay off in the end.
Yeah.
So that's just what it is. If I miss every party, if I miss every birthday, if I, as far as friends going out, that's just what it is, and it'll just pay off later. So that's what it's been for me the past 3 semesters.
Well, I mean, you're a leader. Leading by example.
It's hard.
And the thing is, at the end of the day, your kids are going to see that, and they're going to want to learn even more. You know what I mean?
And truly, I can say my daughter, my 13-year-old, I take her with me when I went and signed up for school. And she's like, oh, this is a college? Oh, this is what it is? You know, when I went to go sign up, like I think I had some little red flags on my admission stuff. And so, hey, you guys come on, because those are my little road dogs. So they come with me for everything. And they're like, oh, this is what it is? I don't want it to be intimidating.
No.
I don't want them to be scared. I don't want them to think that college or even the admission process, because some people don't have parents to walk them through the steps. So if I'm not there, if something happens and I'm not there to walk them through the steps, they've been through the steps with me. They know how to go about it. They are able to remember that this is not an intimidating process. They can do this. So let's go. This is all you have to do. Or, you know, and I can be their motivation. Now my daughter and her friends are talking about UCLA. Go ahead.
That's awesome.
Go ahead. Go to UCLA. It's not a big deal. Boys, friends, whatever, they'll be here later.
Exactly.
You go to college, you do whatever it is, follow your dream, follow your passion, and it'll be there. And it may be hard, and it might be a sacrifice and a struggle, but you'll get through it. And, you know, so I want to be that motivation and show her that the sacrifice, the true friends, the true guys, whatever, they'll be there later.
Do you feel that, like, since you've gone back to school, that your kids come to you more? They're like, hey, Mom, like, we can study together? Yeah, for homework. What about you?
Yeah, I kind of think, like, one thing, like, they have seen me, like, you know, like, we have to do homework. I remember Mother's Day this year, I had, like, the hugest project due that week of finals, and I didn't do a single thing that Mother's Day. We were home all weekend. My husband was like, do you want to do anything? I'm like, I have a project due Monday morning. Like, I'm not doing anything this weekend. So I think, you know, they notice that, you know, like, the sacrifices that we do make. They've gone with me, like, when I've gone to little study things that, you know, like a coffee shop or whatever, and sat at a table next to me. I'm like, you guys color, do your homework, read. Like, I'm going to sit here and study for a little bit. And I don't know about anyone else, but I know there's been days where I kind of feel guilty that I'm, you know, like, almost like guilty that I'm back in school, because there was, you know, a few classes that I've taken that have gone late into the evening, night classes, and it's like, I'm not at home with my kids. Like, you know, luckily for me, my husband's home, and, you know, they have him at home, but it's like, I'm not there, you know, I'm like, what are they doing? Or I'm in class, like, okay, I wonder if they've gotten home from school, and I'm looking at the time, and like, okay, they should be getting home now. And, you know, I'm in class, and I'm not out.
Well, yeah, you never stop being a mom, you never stop worrying.
Like, there's been days I'm in class, and I'm still thinking, like, okay, you know, this is going on with them, I'm not there. And so I've had a lot of days like that where I feel a little guilty, but then I think about that too, like, it'll pay off in the long run.
And at the end of the day, you're doing it for them too.
Right, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But Brianna, sorry, I didn't get to you, but how do you kind of prioritize your time? Because you have a little one.
Yeah, it's a lot of late nights. It's cool because he goes to the Child Start up here, so I can, you know, bring him to school with me. I can drop him off, and then I have, like, the time for class. I have a little bit of extra time, like, in between my classes and, like, little breaks. So I try to do, like, a lot of my work and stuff then. But for the most part, once we get home, it's kind of, he has a set bedtime since he was, like, 3 months, so it's about 8 o'clock. So
And he goes to sleep like that?
Not like, well, it's never that.
Okay, I was gonna say,
he's 2 years old, so it's never that easy. And then, you know, sometimes he's like, Mama, come lay with me. Like, you're putting me to bed. You're supposed to be coming to bed with me. You know, so it's hard sometimes, but for the most part, he's pretty good with his bedtime. And then from then on, I have that time to do anything else that I need to do on top of trying to get some type of homework in. So it's always a lot of late nights. It's okay, because break's coming and I'm going to get plenty of sleep.
And so you said that you use the daycare center here at Solano.
Yeah, it's
Can you guys, tell us about that.
No, I think it's really good. I actually kind of feel that, like, all kids, like, because he started when he was about close to 1. It's really cool. They teach you all different types of things, you know, basically catering to the sensory needs, you know, touch,
Oh, so they're
smell,
learning as well when they're
all
there.
types of stuff. They
Oh, that's
teach them
nice.
all kinds of stuff. It's different from like just, you know, sending your kid to
Yeah.
a babysitter. Like it's really like a class. They have, you know, structure, and they have like routines. Like they come in the morning, they eat breakfast, then they have like music time,
wow.
and then it's so much stuff, and they learn so much faster
Yeah.
than when if, you know, your kid is at home with you all the time. You know, you work and you do all different types of things, so it's hard for you to teach them all of those types, you know, things before they start school. So the child start here is freaking
Good.
awesome.
That's really good to hear.
Yeah, no,
'Cause
it's good.
Is it hard to get in to?
I think it just depends on your circumstances. I
Okay.
think a lot of it is low income based. I think some people can pay, but you know, for the most part, it caters to people who are really in need and, you know, need the extra help.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So, are you guys taking a full load? Were you guys taking a full load this semester?
Full time all the way through.
Oh my
Knock
gosh.
it out.
What classes were you taking, if you don't mind me asking?
Last semester I was English 2, Math 104, and Communications 1,
With Pop. Okay.
and I think that was it. But that gave me
That's a good mixture of classes. What about you guys?
This is my last semester.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is my last semester. This is the best day I've ever.
Oh, yeah, I bet. You're like, I need to get out of here.
And my load, I was being a full-time student. And I put off communication like forever. So I got
okay.
communication, Spanish 4, and biology 18.
So, what are your plans
What am I?
after today? Where you
I'm
planning on
taking
going?
a break.
You're taking a break?
Yes, I'm just going to petition for my degree and then apply for school. I didn't apply
You didn't?
because I had too much going on right now. So,
yeah.
So I took my last final today, and I'm here for my extra points. and I'm gonna take a break. I just need a little break.
Do you have anything in mind where you think you might want to go to?
Oh, I'm going to Sac State.
Okay, good. Just fingers up.
Yes, I'm going to Sac State. First guy.
What about you, Amanda?
So yeah, I pretty much tried to do like a full load
Okay.
every semester, and like maintain like my work schedule. And so actually this semester it was like really hard for me because I had a Tuesday and Thursday night English class that I was supposed to take, and then I figured out when semester came around to start that I had to like that 8-week course instead
okay.
of the so then I was like I couldn't hang with it, and I was like so heartbroken because I actually had to drop that English class. It didn't fit with my schedule. It was like a 4 to 8:30 p.m. class. It was just it was a lot.
that is a lot.
And then like again, like I went back to like my kids. Like it's a long time.
Yeah.
So I actually had to end up dropping that class like that first week that it started, and it was like really hard for me.
Yeah.
Because I did a full load January, like I did it. I passed with like A's and B's, and then this semester it was like too much of a load. So it was really hard, but I had to drop that one. But besides that, I tried to maintain like a full load, but I guess it's not always possible, but
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come back January, take that class at like a better time, not in the fast paced like 8-week course. I'm gonna take it, from January till the end of the semester, so that it's more, easy, a little bit easier, makes it easier. So.
slower pace.
Yeah, slower
that's-
pace, which
it's
it's only
accelerated
an English
in the
class,
8
but it
weeks.
was like 8
Yeah.
weeks, 4.5 hours. Like that's
That-
a lot.
that's
2
a
times
lot.
a week. Yeah, so I'm like I couldn't do it, but yeah.
What about you, Brian?
I was full-time. I've been full-time since I started. This semester, it was a tough semester. I had my communications class. I had Math 112, which is Intro to Stats, which I was surprised because I'm going to get an A in that class.
Oh, good job.
So, I've never gotten an A in my math class this whole 2 years, so I was like really excited about that. I also took a religion and a history class,
Okay.
which was challenging because there's so many conflicting ideas and it like really coincides, but there's one class kind of gives a little bit extra information.
Is that political science?
No, it was history 17
Oh,
and
okay. Oh, yeah, I took that
sociology of religion.
Oh,
So,
okay.
history has a lot to do with, religion.
Yeah.
So it was a lot. And I'm still going to come out of this semester pretty good, but I did fail my history class.
Oh, no.
But if I can pull off A's in the rest of my classes, I'll still have a 3.0.
That's
and I can
good.
just take that other class sometime this next year.
So do you guys take summer school too?
I
Or
did.
you did?
I
You took summer
will.
school?
I will this coming
probably
summer.
Okay.
Like,
will,
physics
too.
in the summer.
Yeah.
Same. I will this coming summer.
A full load?
Just one class.
Oh, okay.
I think
good.
it's just gonna be
Yeah.
Last summer, that's when I was like, okay, I need to get my math out of the way, and it was
Not over the
yeah.
summer.
Someone was like, don't ever take math over the summer for like your first class.
Yeah.
Every day was like 2 chapters, and I'm like, what is this? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take it in fall. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna use my summers for something a little bit more like a little
Light.
easier. Right,
Yeah.
lighter load.
I enjoy my classes in the summer. And I took math. I took 2 math classes in the summer.
Oh, go ahead.
And I got A's because I was just focused on that.
Okay.
So
yeah,
I figure whatever's going to cost me heartache as a full-time student, I'm going to take this break to make it
Right.
easier. So I went to summer school through my entire 4 years here.
Oh, wow.
It was, and I didn't even look at it as a burden because it was really helping me. When I was continuing with my peers, all my classmates were going for summer school. I'm going to summer school with you guys
That's
too.
nice.
Yeah.
And that's how we were all able to finish. My last math class was statistics.
Oh, that's a hard
And I
one.
never thought I would be able to even understand it, but because I stuck with my group,
Right.
we all
That's
finished
nice.
on top.
You're able to help each other
Yes.
through it.
That's how I was able to.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I did with my math class. We all kind of took the same classes together.
That's
and we didn't
nice.
plan it, but every semester you come in, it's like, hey.
Yeah.
Yes,
You kind of see who starts around the same time with you, and you see them kind of like moving on with you. Yeah.
yes. Yeah, but I think summer classes are wonderful.
You're like the first person I've ever heard say that.
Because I'm older, that's why.
I think personally, I ended up just looking at it like it's summertime. My kids are out. Let me spend a little bit of time with them
Yeah.
because I know I'm going back for a full load come fall.
That is true.
So we had a good summer.
And that's what I've done so far. But now that I'm getting down to the wire, I know, and then so my physics class is only offered, the one that I need is offered in the summer. So I'm going to take it in the summer.
Okay.
And it's just that one class. So what I did though, because my kids are a little older than yours, and yours is older, so they kind of understand and they're your motivation. What I would kind of recommend, I mean, you do what you do, because you have to do what's best for you. But what I did with mine, I set my 2 older children down because it's just me. Their dad, they know their dad, but he's not in the picture, so it's us.
Yeah.
Us against the world. I set my 2 older children down and I said, I'm going to go back to school, but it's a benefit for all of us. And I just had a heartfelt conversation with them. There's going to be some sacrifice, but it's going to benefit all of us.
Yeah.
So if you can stick it out with me, and some of the things we may have to sacrifice, I give you my word that I will make sure you have everything. And I've always provided. I've always sacrificed anything, like they've never gone without. And so I just had that heartfelt conversation with my older 2 kids because the baby's too little to really understand. So it may be some things that they want to do or that whatever, I take a lot of my classes. I work a 3 to 11 kind of shift. So a lot of my classes I take while they're already at school.
Okay.
So I can't really take evening classes. So a lot of my classes don't really go in, conflict with their school schedules or things like that. But I told them if they stick it out with me with school, when I'm done, they'll see the reward. The house that they want to live in, the things I'll be able to provide them will be a lot greater than the sacrifices that they'll miss out on while, I'm going through this process.
Yeah.
We are a team.
Yeah. Well, yeah, what was their answer, kind of like when you had that heart-to-heart with them?
We got you, Mom. Because they know, like, we don't, my oldest is very understanding, and I don't know if it's her sign, because you know some of my family members are like, oh, she's a Cancer and they're sweethearts or whatever. But my 7-year-old's a Taurus, so they're like, oh, she's a bull, she's stubborn, she's whatever. But they understand, because I don't know if it's, you know, where we come from, and you know they don't want to struggle or whatever, but it's like, if you sit your kids down and you talk to them, because they're little people, so I feel like if you sit them down and you talk to them and you're open with them and honest, and you tell them, this is what it is. If you work with me and we're a team, this is what I can do. This is what it is. We'll work together. This is a sacrifice that we're all making, but this is what it can be. This is how we can work together. I might not be able to give you this right now, but this is what I can give you later. They can accept it better than you giving them broken promises, like, you know, promising to do this, but then, you know, breaking that promise later. You know, just be honest and open and work together as a family. That's the advice I would give to other mothers who want to go back to school but don't want to let their kids down in certain aspects and areas of their life. Just sit down as a family and come to some kind of resolution to work it out where it works for everybody.
Well, you guys
and try to work around your schedules so that you don't have to, you know, I mean, you got to do what you can do, what works in their life, but try to go to school while your kids are at school. Try to see how you can work it out with your job to, you know, make it work.
Well, you guys are all a true inspiration. Ashley kind of gave her advice, but what advice do you guys give to other mothers to inspire them to, they can come back to school and they can do this and it can work?
I would say to every woman that have a desire to get an education, to better themselves, to don't give up on yourself. Because time is going to fly, and you're going to look back and you could say, that could have been me. I'm so glad that I returned back to school when I did. A lot of times people say, oh, why you waited for so long? Because my destiny is written out, and I just have to walk according to how I'm feeling. And 2014 was the best time for me to come back. I was not only ready, I had a desire to want to learn. And I had a desire to finish something, do something for myself. Because all along my entire journey, I've been just a mother. Well, not just a mother.
You are not just a mother.
Yeah, a super mom, you know. But I really think that some women, not everyone, kind of puts themselves last, and we need to stand up and be that role model that your children are looking at. Our children are looking at us. Our grandchildren are looking at us. You know, and we're just not only students or parents, but we kind of like walking advertisement for our future, because our children are looking at us and saying, "Oh, grandma going to school," or mom, you got a new car. We have to be that positive example. Yes. And to come back to school is the best thing that anybody can do, because education is power.
What about you, Amanda?
I know with my son, like this semester that I was in school, I kind of made it like a point where I didn't want to feel like I wasn't putting as much attention on him in his school, because I was like so focused on my semester. But we kind of made it this thing where I'm like, you have to remind me every day you have a test, you know, and I'll tell you when I have a test. So like there'd be some mornings on the way to school and he's like, oh, remember I have a math quiz today? And I'd be like, okay. I'm like, oh yeah, I have one tomorrow. So we kind of like just kind of make it, I don't know, I found like that was a little thing that turned into between me and my oldest son. My little son, he's in 1st grade, so he doesn't have like any major tests. But, you know, now my 6th grader, he's, you know, like he has tests and, you know, they're, you know, again, to be like the real deal. So I was like, you tell me when you have a test, don't forget, you know, like tell me the night before, you know, remind me you need to study too. So there's been like days he like comes home with his like math book and he's like, I have a test on, you know, this chapter tomorrow. And then like I'll jokingly be like, this is what my test is on, like, can you help me? And he's like, I don't know what you're doing. But yeah, so kind of like that, I guess you just have to make it a little bit fun, or, you know, like make it something that it interests them. Because I know for me, my son, you know, I had him while I was in high school, and he knows that. Like I've said that to him plenty of times, like I was, you know, I hadn't even graduated yet and I had you, but you know, I went back finished high school, so it's like I know I can go back and finish a college degree. So he knows that. I tell him all the time when we talk about stuff. So I guess it's just a way to get him interested in it too, and for him to realize, like the bigger picture and what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So.
And Brianna, what advice do you have to give to a mom wanting to come back to school?
It's hard.
Yeah.
To begin with, it's hard, and honestly, I think under any circumstance, college is not easy.
Yeah.
Being a single mom or being, a mother, period, a parent, it's even harder.
Yeah.
But if you're passionate about something, if you want to do something with yourself, like, it's never too late. It's only too late when your life is over, and by that time it won't matter. But if you're determined, you just have to have that motivation and that ambition, and you want to do something to better yourself. And education, just like she said, knowledge is power, and if you have that, then you will succeed. So
Well, thank you all for joining me here today. You guys have been a huge inspiration, and I really hope that more moms, more parents in general come back to school. So thank you all.
Thank you.
thank you for having us.
Oh yeah, of course. This has been another episode of It's More Than Just Sports right here on the Solano College Sports Network. I'm Myckena Guerrero, and we'll see you next time.
The exponential growth from the program from my first year to my third year now, that's what keeps me coming back and keeps me excited and just fulfills me as a person.
I've been taking classes here for years now, so I've never actually had a class that I enjoyed quite like this one.
I think it teaches you a lot about, it's confidence building to me.
It's so impressive, and we every time we walk in here, you guys are doing something different. It's great. It's great.
Nothing but opportunities here, and we have sports to cover, we have the equipment.
Because the more ambitious you are, the more opportunities you'll have. And POF with this program lets you be as ambitious as you want and lets you express yourself the way a teacher should let you.
So, like I said, it's really gratifying to us to be able to help in a way where we can see immediate results. And I think the sky's the limit, really, with what we can do here.
Get the hands-on experience.
On-the-job training is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge in this industry.
Joining the class was the best decision I ever made.
Cut three, hold the shot, stand by, we're going to go to cut one.